In this video, we're going to show you how to install the Serpentine dry belt on your Ford Taurus located on the front portion of your engine. Right beside your expansion tank here, you're going to locate this vent tube. I'm going to use a tiny little pry bar. You can use a screwdriver or maybe even your finger. But right here, you need to press it on this, and we need to release that tab. That's going to allow you to go ahead and release that vent tube right like that. On the top of our expansion tank, we have our hose right here with the hose clamp. You can use a pair of pliers. Go ahead and slide this clamp down. Now we do want to go ahead and gently grab this hose, just kind of twist it to break it free. I'm going to go ahead and pinch off this hose here. It's going to hopefully keep any of the coolant in this tube from dripping out. Then we want to twist this hose off. Take this, tuck it up out of the way. Now we have the lower hose here that goes up to this port on the engine. Now this has coolant in it and it goes over to our expansion tank. We are going to pinch off this hose. And we also put some drip rags underneath to catch any coolant that might come out of the engine side here. You want to try and prevent that coolant from running around on the ground. Now I want to go ahead and disconnect this plastic quick connect from the metal line on the engine. And there's a little clip here, little spring clip, and there's one normally on the top here, and there's going to be one on the bottom side. So you're going to just kind of reach around there, push these in, and then pull this hose off. That bottom one is a little hard to get to, so I'm going to try using a pick to go ahead and push this in. There we go. Just going to pull that up over that ground strap. Let's go ahead and remove our expansion tank. It's going to be two 8mm bolts. There's one right here, and then there's one diagonal on the other side down on the bottom. I'm going to use my socket extension and 1/4" ratchet. And I'm going to get this one over here. Okay, remove that bolt, set both of those aside, and we want to go ahead and lift up on this unit. There's a little tab on the upper corner here that fits down into the inside of the fender well. Lift it up and pull that out. And remove that and set it aside. Now you're going to have access right here to your belt tensioner as well as your Serpentine dry belt. We need to go ahead and loosen our tensioner here in order to get our belt off. Before you do this, it's always a good idea to go ahead and draw out the routing of your belt so you're not confused later on, forget where it went. Right here on our tensioner is a 3/4" square drive right here. We're going to use our ratchet. And what you need to do is when you put your ratchet in there, you need to pull it towards you. So what I want to do is set this here. I'm going to pull it. That releases the tension. And then you can reach down and remove the belt. Pop that off. And then we can release that tension there. Go ahead and pull your ratchet off. Now with that belt removed, I'm going to reach down, remove it off of all the other pulleys. And go ahead and pull it up and out. Now I went ahead and I set up my ratchet here on our tensioner. We're going to go ahead and feed our belt down. I want to wrap that around our crankshaft. You can follow the guide up on the screen there. It's going to go around the crankshaft, underneath our tensioner pulley, around our AC compressor. You can go ahead and grab that belt and pull up on it. Make sure that it's inside all of the pulleys appropriately. Looks like our belt is fully seated on all of our pulleys. I can go ahead and grab my ratchet here. I'm going to pull this, pop that belt on, making sure that it's fully seated here. Remove the tool. Before starting up the vehicle, do one more inspection. Make sure that the belt is on all of our pulleys completely. Now before we drop this into place, I want you to notice right here is a little mounting button. This fits into the inside of the fender. So you're going to fit it and then drop the tank down into position. This goes underneath that ground strap. Feed this down and in. Line up that button over here. Push it down into position. With that in, we're going to now go ahead and install the two 8mm bolts, holding this to the inside of the fender liner or fender. Make that snug. Now once these bolts bottom out, just give it a little bit more. You're just securing plastic. If you over tighten it, you can risk cracking the expansion tank tabs, so you don't want to do that. So it's just bottomed out, just a tiny bit more, not even a full quarter turn. Let's install our lower hose here. Now there is a rubber seal on the inside. So I want to go ahead and line that up. And kind of push that on. And you push on, you're going to hear it engage and lock into the retainer lock there. Then we can go ahead and release our clamp here. And then install our upper expansion tank hose. You do want to make sure that it is on as far as it'll go. You want it to stop at the little plastic tabs there. Once that's secured, release that clamp. Install your tube right here on the side into this retainer. Press that in and then press that lock on. Going to feel and hear it lock into place. At that point there, you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.